Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We are doing, at the request of a commenter, I don't know if he's a subscriber or not, but we're doing a review or a comparison between the American Tier 7 Premium Battleship Alabama and the winter event ship Lion, both of which I own, both in my port. Hopefully, you saw my Alabama Kraken game a couple of Wednesdays ago. All right, so we're looking here at the consumable screen. You know, Alabama gets one more consumable charge. They also have the airplanes, the spotter plane, the fighter plane, whereas the Lion only has this DFAA. They both have a secondary battery charge. Again, I wouldn't really use it on either of these warships. All right, moving on to the stats. All right, so the Alabama gets a huge advantage in torpedo damage reduction, almost 25%, and it has better turret and barbette armor. You can see that 457 millimeter number up there. If you go into the armor viewer of the Alabama, you'll see that's the front, the face of the turret, and also the barbette of the turret down into the superstructure. The Lion, almost a 2,000 hit point advantage. So maybe it can take a little bit more damage. All right, in terms of the guns, Alabama, 200-meter range advantage, and it does have more secondary guns, but less secondary range and damage. For the Lion, the main battery reload is 4.1 seconds faster. The fire chance is 10% better. The HE shells do 1,200 more damage. The AP shells do 760 more damage. Quite frankly, I was surprised by that. I didn't think the guns would be better, but it appears that they are. So if you're all about the guns, if you're all about offense, then it looks like the Lion is going to be the choice for you between these two battleships. All right, we should be moving on to the AA defense in a second. I'll just give you a spoiler alert. You can see it already. The Alabama has really awesome AA, at least the way that I built out the ship. And I do have the AA mod for the Alabama in slot 1 because it doesn't have access to aiming system mod 1. So the other choices are the secondary battery or the turret traverse, and I don't think it really needs those. So again, it's boosted by the AA upgrade in slot 1, has a better max firing range of 6 kilometers. You know, the earlier you can knock those planes out of the sky, the better off you are, because they're going to be able to see you already, so it doesn't matter when they start firing. The Lion's AA, in theory, more effective, again, concentrated between 3.5 kilometers and 4.5 kilometers, kind of a zone of death where all that AA kicks in. In terms of maneuverability, the Alabama has a knot advantage in speed and has a shorter turning circle by 120 meters and half a second faster rudder shift time. You know, the only advantage for the Lion here, perhaps it has bespoke lifeboats from Harrods or a non-stereotypical high-end lifeboat manufacturer in London. I don't know. All right. In terms of concealment, Alabama, 200 meters more detectable when firing in smoke. Lion, 100-meter advantage by sea and air. You can see there in the numbers. Again, this really isn't much to talk. I mean, the maneuverability is a much bigger advantage to me than 100 meters of concealment. You know, so those numbers are what they are. All right, I think we're going to wrap it up here in a second. Here's a look at the Citadels. The Alabama's got that deep water Citadel under the waterline, although it is less armored than the Lion Citadel. However, the Lion Citadel is at and above the waterline, so that means you're going to get hit harder more often in the Lion than in the Alabama. You know, at the end of the day, if you're an offensive player, if you're great at positioning and maneuvering, this armor viewer shot, even though it's not exactly the same angles, I think you can see it there. All right, take a look at the scoreboard. You know, the Alabama, superior armor and citadel placement in the ship. It's got better AA. And I think players with a lower skill floor, and be honest, you know if you're a good player or not, you're going to be able to perform better in the Alabama because the armor scheme is more forgiving for you. The turrets aren't going to get knocked out as often. You're going to get Citadel less often due to the position of the Citadel in the water. For the Lion, better guns, at least on paper, got access to a couple super heals. I think a highly skilled Battleship player is going to be able to take the advantages the Lion has and perform better in World of Warships Legends. That's just my opinion from an average player. Hope you enjoyed this slightly above average review. If you did, hit that like button. If you want another comparison, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, everybody.